An only scheduled debate for the Wisconsin Senate this election cycle. What you need to know and where to watch.
Also connecting the reading community, the local event bringing authors and their fans together.
Plus, serving lunch to local students, how community leaders are raising awareness for nutritional well-being.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
It's a big night for Wisconsin politics. The two candidates vying to take Wisconsin's second seat in the U.S. Senate will face off in their first and only scheduled debate tonight.
They'll debate for an hour beginning at 7 o'clock tonight. Our Braden Ross is here to break down what you need to know going in. Braden?
Yeah, Armand, the first thing you need to know about this debate, it's a huge deal for both of these candidates. Recent political ratings organizations have moved the race from a seat that, quote, leans Democrat to a toss-up. So what will this debate actually look like tonight? Well, it's presented by the Wisconsin Broadcast Association and hosted by longtime Wisconsin journalist Jill Geisler. There won't be any opening statements. Questions will start immediately. They'll be given either 30 seconds or 1 minute to respond to each question, and moderators will be able to mute candidates' mics if they go over that allotted time.
And then the other thing we do is deep research on the questions. And you will hear facts embedded in our questions. And why do we do that? Well, because somebody needs to do that hard work. In this complicated world, right, if we ask you kind of a softball question, we're not helping anybody. And in the complicated world, somebody needs to do that research.
Now, you'll be able to watch the debate starting at 7 p.m. over the air on Channel 3.2 and online at channel3000.com. And we'll also have a pre-debate show that you can watch that in the same places. It starts at 6:30.
Braden, thank you. Earlier this week, Democratic VP candidate Tim Walz sat down with us for an exclusive interview in the wake of continued pressure by some Democrats to take a harder stance on Israel's actions in Gaza. We asked Walz how he plans to unify the Democratic Party.
Yeah, we just in Minnesota had a large group of folks, of Muslim voters, endorse the campaign. They're speaking for concerns that they have, and that's fine. But I think an understanding is this is a choice between Donald Trump's reckless policies that our allies don't trust him. Dictators love him because he wants to be one, and he has no plan.
We have the full interview available on channel3000.com.
Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance is making a stop in Wisconsin this weekend. The Ohio senator will speak in Waukesha at Stein's Arrow on Sunday. His rally is set to start at 5 in the afternoon. Vance is expected to speak on issues affecting Catholic voters.
Meanwhile, former President Barack Obama is campaigning in Madison next week. It's a joint visit with Democratic vice presidential nominee Tim Walz. The pair will be in town on Tuesday, the same day that early voting begins. A time and location for the rally have not yet been released. This visit comes amid a flurry of stops by Democratic surrogates, including Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, who will be in Eau Claire on Sunday and La Crosse on Monday.
And another former president is announcing their visit to Wisconsin this weekend, but their administration was only fictional. Members of the cast of West Wing will be making a stop to Madison Sunday morning, as well as a few other stops in the state throughout the weekend. Martin Sheen, who portrayed President Jed Bartlett in the show The West Wing, will be joined by his co-stars Bradley Whitford, Dule Hill, Richard Schiff, and Mary McCormick. The group will be canvassing through Wisconsin and hosting 25 years of West Wing reunions. Well, Blinken, you almost missed it. The fall-like temperatures, they're going to go away for the weekend.
Yay! Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is on the patio with our streak of 70-degree weather.
I'm looking around for those fall-like temperatures. They're gone. Yeah, the warm weather is coming back to southern Wisconsin. Already warming up today. We're upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. We had 68 in Madison, 69 right along Highway 14 heading off towards the west towards Cross Plains, and near 70 if you're heading down on 1214 down towards Janesville. Gorgeous temperatures. Normal highs are in the upper 50s, right around 58, so we're 10 degrees above normal for this time of year. We've even got a 71 out to the west in Boscobel, a 70 to the north in Camp Douglas, and a 70 to the southeast in Janesville. Let's plan the evening together. At 6 o'clock, still in the 60s. When you join us again for the 10 o'clock show, still in the 50s. Normal high, again, is 58. So at 10 o'clock, we're just a couple degrees away shy of our normal high temperature for this time of year. Well, let's forecast for Saturday. We got the Badger football game against Northwestern. Kickoff at 64, halftime near 70. Going up to 71 degrees, south wind 6 to 12. Could have a gust maybe to 20. And my recommendation, bring the shades and maybe a little bit of sunscreen. But 71 is cool compared to the temperatures we're going to see on Sunday. How warm we get? I have the answer in a few minutes.
Alex, thank you. We'll talk to you soon. We are taking a look at an event tailored for local book lovers.
The Wisconsin Book Festival gives readers and authors the chance to connect. Tanisha Shaw spoke to organizers about the way to take advantage of the free event.
Nearly 70 authors are speaking throughout the city of Madison this weekend. Organizers told me that these events are about connecting communities.
It's so important to think about the timelessness and the universality of reading and writing and coming together to share in a unique and special moment.
This is the 23rd Wisconsin Book Festival hosted in Madison. There are about 55 events where authors and experts will talk about books with their fans. The director of the Wisconsin Book Festival says events like this are important.
We see so many special moments where folks turn to each other because they laugh at something that the author says at the exact same time in our events.
Most of the events for the festival will be held at Central Library. Tonight at 6, I talked to a local bookstore owner about the ways they're participating in this festival. Reporting in Madison, Tanisha Shaw, News 3 Now.
Tanisha, thank you. Today's event started at 4:30 and will wrap up on Sunday.
Local leaders are highlighting the importance of nutritious meals through a special event in Middleton schools. This week is National School Nutrition Week, and community leaders, including representatives from the Middleton Police, Fire, and EMS departments, joined school staff to serve lunch. On the menu today, students could get a slice of whole wheat cheese pizza, yum, and choose their own toppings from a special toppings bar.
I mean, just understanding how to be healthy and make healthy food choices is an important part of growing and learning. So that's something that we want to continue to offer, and making sure that they have a diverse and culturally, appropriate foods that they can choose from.
The Middleton School District offers a salad bar to students every day at lunch as a way to put something healthy and nutritious on those kids' plates.
The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office is confirming that remains found in the town of Roxbury last weekend are those of a man who went missing last month. 65-year-old Timothy Campbell left a group home along Loper Road. Near the end of last month, a hunter discovered his remains last Sunday. The cause and manner of his death are still pending as additional testing is underway. Dane County Sheriff's Office is continuing the investigation.
Madison police say they are investigating a string of car thefts and attempted thefts Wednesday night. At around 7 Wednesday, officers were called to a restaurant on Gammon Road after a delivery driver's car was stolen. An hour later, the vehicle was found, and a caller saw 2 people get into a white SUV with a broken window that officers also believe was stolen. Shortly after, another vehicle was broken into on South Gammon, but the suspects didn't steal that one. Finally, at around 1:20 yesterday morning, Monona police chased the white SUV and arrested a 14-year-old boy and 15-year-old girl.
Tomorrow is National Move Over Day, and the Wisconsin State Patrol is urging drivers to move over or slow down for emergency responders. Last year, 50 emergency responders were injured in crashes while on duty in the state. Drivers must move out of the lane or slow down for responders or face a fine of over $260. If the violation results in a crash or injuries, the penalties can be more severe. Phone use is banned, and certain violations are doubled in emergency areas along the highway.
In Georgia, 14-year-old Colt Gray faces a life sentence if he's convicted, and his father Colin faces dozens of charges for ignoring warning signs ahead of the Winder Appalachia school shooting. Last month, the shooter killed 2 students and 2 teachers, injuring several others in the first weeks of school in Winder. Investigators say the suspect had an elaborate plan of attack, including a layout of the school and how many people he could kill. The suspect's father has been indicted on some of the first charges against parents related to school shootings.
They have charged the father actually with second-degree murder, which is the highest level charge that we've ever seen of a school shooter's parent. And it all really centers around access. This was one of the same issues in the Crumley trial.
The school shooter has been indicted on 55 counts, including murder, aggravated assault, and other charges. His father will stand trial for 29 counts, including second-degree murder.
Green Bay is asking for a new judge in a lawsuit seeking to stop the removal of the Packers Heritage Trail Monument. The corner where the monument sits is slated for a luxury apartment building, and the city wants the monument moved. A group that created the monument filed suit this week. The city asked for a new judge ahead of a scheduled hearing today. Now, a new judge has signed a temporary restraining order, and a hearing is expected before the end of the month.
Well, later on News 3 Now at 5, protecting our electric grid. The millions of dollars coming to Wisconsin to prevent extreme weather damage.
And a musical duo is making a stop in Madison. How these singers use comedy to comment on social issues.
And on Wall Street, some good news for traders at the end of the day. Dow was up more than 36 points. Meanwhile, the Nasdaq rose nearly 116 points, while the S&P closed with more than a 23-point increase. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, brought to you by Cardinal Heating and Air Conditioning.
I can honestly say that Cardinal has never let me down.
I definitely recommend Cardinal Heating and Air Conditioning because of the professionalism.
Cardinal will always be my first call for anything that Cardinal does.
I think we're going to continue to use Cardinal for a long time.
The seasons are changing and winter's on the horizon. Let the experts at Feldco get your roofing project off the ground before the snow moves in. Right now, get 30% off roofing plus no money down and no interest for 1 year. It's the perfect time to replace your roof with Feldco. You'll make a valuable upgrade to your home with roofing designed specifically for the Midwest's toughest weather. 30% off roofing ends soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Under Kamala, there's been a big hike in Medicare premiums. Social Security benefits don't go far with Kamala's inflation slamming seniors. Now Kamala wants struggling seniors to pay more Social Security taxes, while she gives Medicare and Social Security to illegals. That will doom Medicare. President Trump will make sure no one cuts Medicare or Social Security. Trump lowered Medicare premiums, and he'll end the tax on Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
You don't need to battle addiction alone. Contact the great people at Wood Violet Recovery today. You could be on your way to recovery the same day. Wood Violet Recovery works with a wide range of insurance networks, so a large portion of your treatment may be covered. Wood Violet Recovery will create the treatment plan that best suits your needs. Unlike other rehab facilities, phones and laptops are welcome. Today may feel dark, but there's a brighter tomorrow. Contact Wood Violet Recovery now.
Finally, I can see the doctor I want because I made the switch to a Medicare supplement plan. When I had Medicare Advantage, I had to drop my primary care doctor and navigate confusing medical networks. I found a better way.
Out of money, I know. 20 of you, and you're rich as hell. We're going to give you tax cuts. We're going to pay you.
I am not rich as hell. I work hard. I scrape to get by. Donald Trump wants to give tax breaks to billionaires, but Kamala Harris has plans to help us. She's going to crack down on price gouging and cut taxes for working people like me. I voted for Donald Trump before, but this time I'm voting for Kamala.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
You have a clear choice in this election. Senator Baldwin is a 38-year career politician. I'm a businessman and job creator. She supports taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants. I'll close the border. Tammy wants to put guys and girls sports in their bathrooms. I'll protect our daughters. Senator Baldwin abuses the political system. I'll fight the corruption. I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I'd be honored to have your vote.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A comedy duo from the Washington, D.C. area is making a stop in Madison for their musical tour. Grief Cat is coming to the Burr Oak on October 28th. The stop is part of their national headline tour, which kicks off on Tuesday in Chicago. The duo uses music to poke fun at every facet of American life. Their latest album, Late Stage Capitalism, looks at how corporations have invaded people's private lives.
I mean, we like to kind of write a little bit of what we know and what we observe, observational comedy. I think a lot of what we do is pretty satirical. But one of the things that we really like to focus on is that it really is music. We're musicians first, and we just happen to be funny.
Grief Cat's tour will wrap up on November 17th back in Washington, D.C.
CVS Health says that CEO Karen Lynch has stepped down and will be replaced by CVS Caremark President David Joyner. This is after a lower than expected earnings report and part of a string of layoffs. Shares of the company have fallen by more than a quarter this year alone. 3,000 workers have been laid off this month and 5,000 corporate workers were let go last year.
The Biden-Harris administration is announcing $2 billion in new funding around the country to protect the electric grid against growing threats of extreme weather. Here in Wisconsin, we're getting about $150 million of that money from the Grid Resilience and Innovation Partnerships Program. One project plans to cut the number of people who lose power in circuit-wide outages by half in 27 disadvantaged communities and 2 tribal communities. The other project will build and improve transmission infrastructure around the state.
Well, there's no real end in sight for southern Wisconsin's dry conditions.
And the warmer temperatures will stick around a little while longer. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington has that forecast. Alex?
Yeah, Maddie, let's get right to it. Look at our temperature trend over the course of the next 10 days. Isn't this impressive? 77 degrees by the time we get to Sunday and then Monday. Just a few days ago, we were forecasting highs maybe around 70, but we're going to be pushing near 80 degrees. The dry air that we have in place out there plays a part in us being able to get that warm. Then a cold front will come through Tuesday going into Wednesday. These temperatures, mind you, these are normal temperatures for this time of year. And then we warm right back up again as we head towards the following weekend. Now, Armand was saying about rain chances. All we got here, Tuesday going into Wednesday, maybe a stray shower or 2. In just a moment, I'm going to show you what one of those fronts will look like. It's all part of the 3 things you got to get out of the forecast. 70 through Monday, maybe again on Tuesday, dry through the weekend. We're used to that. And we're also used to just small rain chances that in the course of the past couple weeks, really September 21st and 22nd, that's really the last appreciable rain that we've had since August 31st. So it's been dry going on the better part of 2 months now. Tracking the rest of our evening, we'll be down to 53 by the time we get to 9 o'clock. Clear skies, go out and observe the moon. The comet is still out there for a few more nights here. Temperatures as we go towards the wee hours of Saturday morning, waking up to low to mid 40s across southern Wisconsin, which is pretty mild again for this time of year. A nice night, 41 in Madison. We'll do mid to upper 40s near 50 off to the west. That's where our air is coming from, is from the west on those winds that are from the south and southwest. A bit gusty at times, but that's not going to make a chill in the air when you got temperatures in the low to mid 70s on Saturday with sunny skies across all of southern Wisconsin. Drought is expanding, as we've been talking about here for the past couple weeks now. Latest drought monitor brings severe drought conditions over southern Grant, Lafayette, Greene, and Rock counties. Moderate drought really across the rest of southern Wisconsin. So we're going to continue to emphasize as you're outdoors, if you maybe want to do camping this weekend, it is an elevated fire risk over the course of this weekend, and that's going to continue until we can get some rain. This is the rainmaker on Wednesday. It's a quick moving cold front with a few showers. Join us in the 6 o'clock newscast. I'm going to show you just how much water we may get out of this quick line of showers that moves through on Wednesday. Transitions us to cooler weather, normal fall-like temperatures Wednesday and Thursday. Could see some frost during this time frame as well. And then there we go. The mercury goes back up into the 60s to near 70 degrees by the time we get into the following weekend. And we keep pushing that bigger weather system further out. Now these conditions, clear skies, make it really nice to take a photo. Kelly showing us the moon. It's been very vivid the past couple of nights. Just scan that QR code like Kelly did from Cross Plains and you can see your photo on air. Tomorrow, myself and Blaze will be at Wisconsin Weatherfest. This is at the Wisconsin Energy Institute downtown. Join us. You'll be able to use our weather tools and you'll be able to take photos and videos of you moving through a weather show just like I am. And the fall color report, we're nearing peak here in southern Wisconsin, so maybe a good weekend to go out and do that. Quick look at traffic here. Things are going okay until you go towards 12, towards 39. A little bit slower on US 12 eastbound at about 50 miles per hour. Speed limits just fine, right around 70 in Janesville and to the northwest near the Dells around 70. And as I like to say, with warm temperatures like this, crack the windows open a little bit.
Sounds good, Alex. Thank you. Just after the break, a trio of sisters work together in the same place, but they are so similar that some patients think they're seeing double. Ooh. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
With high inflation, working families like mine are hurting, and Kamala Harris helped create this mess. Now, while Americans struggle, Kamala spent our tax dollars putting illegal immigrants up in hotel rooms. And she supported spending our tax dollars to give illegals sex changes. It's not just liberal, it's insane. Kamala Harris can never, ever be our president.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
A flood of illegals, skyrocketing prices, global chaos, and Kamala wouldn't change a thing.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Nothing will change with Kamala. More weakness, more war, more welfare for illegals, and even more taxes. Only President Trump cut middle-class taxes, and only President Trump will do it again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
For 3 years in a row, Chevy has earned more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand.
1, 2, 3.
Whether it's a high-tech SUV, the all-electric Equinox EV, or a truck for work or play, Chevy is America's most awarded brand for new vehicle quality. Or qualified lessees can get this Equinox LT for around $299 a month. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need. Because they're a part of them. Because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
You have a clear choice in this election. Senator Baldwin is a 38-year career politician. I'm a businessman and job creator. She supports taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants. I'll close the border. Tammy wants to put guys and girls sports in their bathrooms. I'll protect our daughters. Senator Baldwin abuses the political system. I'll fight the corruption. I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I'd be honored to have your vote.
For 52 years, they've been trying to get Roe v. Wade into the states. I did a great service in doing it.
You want to talk about this is what people wanted? Pregnant women suffering from a miscarriage, being denied care in an emergency room because the healthcare providers are afraid they might go to jail, and she's bleeding out in a car in the parking lot? The freedom to make decisions about one's own body should not be made by the government.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Well, in Washington, D.C., a group of 3 sisters work together in the same hospital.
But they are more alike than most. Victoria Sanchez reports.
Don't worry about getting your eyes checked.
My name's Nicole. I'm a nurse on the unit. Courtney from respiratory. Hi, Mr. Richard. My name's Caitlin from respiratory.
Patients and staff at Luminous Health in Annapolis often do triple takes.
I hear it every time I come here. Like, I heard a voice, I thought it was you. What are you doing here on day shift? You guys look so alike.
Just take a look yourself. Meet the Gibbs sisters, whose journey to work together at Anne Arundel Medical Center started years ago.
So we went to the same high school. We went to the same, every school, same elementary, middle school, high school, and college.
Literally every step of the way, you guys have done it pretty much together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could say that.
But twins Caitlin and Courtney weren't necessarily following in big sister Nicole's footsteps this time, as they have a long history with the hospital.
About 22 years ago in September, we were both born here. So I don't remember much, but I have the pictures to prove it.
Snapshots show Nicole caring for her newborn siblings. And not much changed 2 decades later, back in the same place when the sisters started their new job.
And she was like, you need to come to these elevators and come to this floor.
You're being a good big sister.
Now try.
Caring for others runs deep in their family, as their mother and aunt both work in healthcare.
Grab some tubing.
And there might be 2 more Gibbs walking these halls.
Another set of younger sisters who are twins as well.
What if all you worked here?
That would be crazy.
The 9-year-olds have some time to figure out their own path. But if they do choose this hospital, we'll have to come back and do another story.
Yes, you will. Now that'll be a good story to tell.
Do you ever wish you had a twin?
You know, kind of. We were talking about this. Probably a girl twin would be nice.
Yeah, I was thinking a guy twin because I would just have an identity crisis. If there was like another me, I'd be like, you're not me, I'm me.
Yeah, we don't freak out. There's another you. I'm kidding.
Thanks. Anyways, a final check of your firstborn forecast when we return.
Sarah Kieski, she supports lifting revenue limits, allowing property tax rates to skyrocket unchecked. Kieski's backers want to ban natural gas to heat our homes, driving utility bills through the roof. That's Kieski's record, expensive and extreme.
For 7 generations, our sausage recipe has remained the same. We haven't wavered. We have not compromised. You can see it in our labels, smell it as you cook it, and taste it in every bite. It's our family tradition to never settle for less, and neither should you. Breakfast better with Jones.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Insulate your home and keep the cold air out with Owens Corning Pink Foamular Insulation Panels. These panels are available in many different sizes to fit any project. Get this pre-cut panel today for $9.99 after rebate. Loctite Power Grab heavy-duty adhesive is high strength, paintable, and is easy to use with 0-second instant grab. A 9-ounce tube is $2.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
This is a hallway. Doesn't evoke much feeling. But to those facing cancer or a complex condition, it feels like relief. Because all the doctors, treatments, and technology you've been fighting to find, they're all right here, under one roof, connected by hallways instead of highways. East Park Medical Center, coming soon. UW Health, remarkable.
A flood of illegals, skyrocketing prices, global chaos, and Kamala wouldn't change a thing.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Nothing will change with Kamala. More weakness, more war, more welfare for illegals, and even more taxes. Only President Trump cut middle-class taxes, and only President Trump will do it again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Think Sloan's first.
We've been with Sloan Implement since my father started farming, my grandfather started farming. They are a family business that's been around for generations, and that's very important to us.
Think Sloan first, now during Gear Up for Fall on a John Deere 1025R compact utility tractor. This just may be the workhorse you need to get those to-do projects on the to-done list. Get 1.9% for 84 months.
Think Sloan's first.
Sarah Kieski, she supports lifting revenue limits, allowing property tax rates to skyrocket unchecked. Kieski's backers want to ban natural gas to heat our homes, driving utility bills through the roof. That's Kieski's record, expensive and extreme.
Coming up tonight right here on the CBS Evening News, with 18 days to go until the election, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump ramp up their campaigns in the battleground state of Michigan, where the race is razor thin. Plus, the vice president mocks Trump after reports that he canceled events and interviews due to exhaustion. That and more headlines tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Well, if you are already dreading the Thanksgiving feast preps, Butterball has at least one step in the process you can cut. Butterball has unveiled a new cook from frozen turkey that you don't have to thaw. Cooking the turkey is only 2 steps, unwrapping it and popping it in the oven.
Oh, delicious. It also doesn't need basting, brining, or even seasoning. Butterball says not to stuff the turkey because that would pose a food safety risk. Instead, it says you should make the stuffing separately.
Interesting.
Innovative. That's cool.
You know, there's a step to If there's a limit to innovation, we should just leave some of the work for Thanksgiving Day, I think.
Nostalgia,
well, says the person
right?
who's probably not cooking the turkey.
This is true. This is very true. I've helped.
And my transition here to weather, there's nothing like in our forecast fall-like temperatures that you would think about, I don't know, making a turkey. It's a little early yet. We have to get through
Good segue.
Halloween first. But These temperatures, summer-like readings, sunny and warm for the Badger football game. Bring the shades. You might want to also consider that sunscreen. Just looking out for you there. Wisconsin Weather Fest tomorrow, also downtown at the Wisconsin Energy Institute. Myself and Blaze will be there. You can actually play with our weather technology, take videos and photos of you doing the weather with our weather technology. We'd love to see you. And the overall forecast, other than a cold front next week, all above normal.
Sounds great.
All right, Alex, thank you. We'll see you after the CBS Evening News.